episode of Common Sense. We got a very special guest with us today. Please welcome Munah.
Hey.
Hi, Munah. How you feeling today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm chilling. Thank you for joining us. I
Thank
appreciate
you for having me.
checking in on Common Sense. No problem.
Yes, of course.
So you're a boxer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. I don't know too many female boxers. That's dope. That's dope. So how'd you get into it?
So I got into boxing in high school. So during high school, I was very much a fighter. So I was always used to fight in school, you know, after school, in school, during lunch. It didn't matter, wherever, whenever. So
Yikes.
that's people used to know me as the old me. I'm not like that no more. But
Okay.
high school me, I was ripping and running through the hallways. And I remember it got really bad to the point where, like, one of my friends, she used to box at the YMCA.
Okay.
So she's like, you know, I think this is a good outlet for you, you know, to let off all that steam, all that anger. Come with me one day. So I remember me going with her, and I was like, all right, we'll see where it goes, you know. So I went with her one day, and I remember the instructor walked up to me and was like, have you been boxing before? Have you boxed before? And I was like, no, I have not. And he was like, you're a natural talent. So I was just like taken back. I was like, nah, he's probably just being nice because it's my first day, you know, all that. But then it wasn't until like when more, because it's a time when actual fighters would come and spar. And I remember they'll see me on the bag and they'll walk up to my instructor and be like, how come you don't have her in like competing right now? This is someone who needs to be competing.
Yeah.
And he used to be like, yeah, I told her, but she doesn't want to listen to me. She thinks I'm lying and all that. And then I remember another gentleman came from Detroit, and he brought about 4 to 5 boys from Detroit to come train with us. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was like, before I leave, I want you to come back to Detroit and come train with me. But, you know, everybody. And I was just like, dang, so everybody wants me to, you know, really train. This is not just them being nice. This is, you know, them noticing that that boxing can be like a talent or a career for me.
Sure.
And so I remember one last gentleman came by one time and see me on the bag sparring after class, and he was like, oh, you should definitely consider going to MMA. And I was like, MMA? I was like, yeah, that's too extreme for me. I'm good. He's like, do it, you're young. I mean, if you don't like it, you can always change, but definitely get into boxing or MMA. You will thrive in that you know, in that field, in that career. And I was just like, all right, I'll think about it. But yeah, so that's basically my journey. Just basically stumbling upon it because it was just like a good outlet for me, something to do after school.
Yeah. And
then everyone just, you know, met me with open arms to like continue and push myself to like go pro and stuff like that and compete. So
that's really dope.
Yeah.
So what I took from that is a lot of people saw the potential in you before you even saw it. Was there ever a turning point where you saw it within yourself? Like maybe going to the gym and kind of practicing, like, man, I got this.
Yeah. So basically, I would say about 2-3 months in, I was the only woman that was boxing because my friends stopped going, and then there'll be another class that would intermediate to advanced students will go. So I was the only woman there in like the evening class, and so basically they would have me spar with like all men. It was nothing but men there. So there was no women there to spar with. So it'll be men like 6'2", 350. I'm sparring with, punching me in my face, like not taking it easy on me. And I didn't want them to take it easy on me because if I can take a hit from someone that big, I can take a hit from anybody.
For sure.
That prepares me to know how to take a hit. So I'm not like I would say like taking it back when I'm in the ring competing. So it wasn't until then when I was going toe to toe with them and taking hits and throwing hits and taking hits and throwing hits, and I got all the other older gentlemen like, oh yeah, we want her to keep coming back. Like we want to see her keep coming. Like, you know, keep motivating me to keep coming and just keep pushing. So I think that's when I started seeing my potential where I was like really sparring with people bigger than me. Because I remember they were like, you gonna spar with him? And I'm like, him? And they're like, yeah, this is what you do. So I was like, all right.
And you were holding your own.
I was holding my own.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna get knocked down. I'll stumble maybe, but I'm not gonna get knocked down. So he'll mink, and I'll just be like, all right, cool. And I'll hit you right back. So and they're seeing that, and I just didn't want to give up. Or I didn't want like the easy way out. Like, okay, she's the only woman here. Do other stuff while they do it. No, I want the same treatment as everybody. To be pushed to my best limit and to my full potential.
No, for sure. I'm sure that's made you accelerate at a very quick rate.
Yeah,
at a rapid pace. Now, that's what's up. Where do you feel like you're at right now within the boxing game? Do you feel like you have a lot more to learn? How confident are you in your skills?
I want to say I am, because I took some time off, But I want to say I'm more confident in myself because I came back and I have a trainer working with me just one on one, me and him. And I say I started back up again last August because I told myself, okay, this is a year that I want to push myself to compete.
Yeah.
Because every time when it's ready to compete, things happen, like, a lot of outside circumstances happen to get in the way of that. And I told myself, I'm not going to take another year of me doubting myself or other things affecting me trying to get into that ring and to compete for real.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm definitely more confident. I'm back to training about 4 to 5 times a week, if not sometimes. No, actually the last 3 weeks has been every day I've been training.
Oh, man,
So
you
7
been
days a
going
week.
hard.
Yeah, 7 days a week I've been training. So I'll go there every day. And then a couple weeks before that, it would be like 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing my footwork improving. I'm seeing my hands snapping back quicker than usual. And my stamina has increased tremendously. Because when I first started, my stamina was one thing I always wanted to work on. But now I'm able to hang and I'm not like panting. Once I do a couple drills, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can, basically moderate my heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not like lagging or,
Actually, that's a
staggering.
great point. I have a question for you on that.
Yeah.
So stamina is something like when it comes to running, playing ball, like I'm gassed after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Any tips on like how to increase my stamina when it comes to running, doing physical activities?
I always say like one exercise I like to do every morning is do burpees.
Okay.
Burpees and mountain climbers. Because you can't just jump. It's like basically jumping in the deep end. You can't just jump in the deep end without working your way up to do that. And that's what I had to do because I lost my stamina when I was out for a while. So I'll do like burpees and I'll do like 100 burpees in the morning, just straight. And then I'll do like 2 laps around the track and field. The next day I'll do like 3 laps, then 4, then 5.
Okay.
And I'll
You
just keep going.
increase it.
Yeah, I just keep, not like every day, but like every like 2-3 days I'll just increase it little by little so my body's not put into shock.
Yeah.
But the mountain climbers and burpees will help you get there because burpees are just nonstop. You're just on the floor getting up, up.
Yep.
So
Yeah, those burn.
Yeah, man.
Those burn.
Burpees, I will give you my last dollar before I do a burpee.
Oh man.
But now it's like, okay, I can do this. So that's
Okay.
one thing. That's my trainer said. He said, start off with burpees, start off with mountain climbers, and then that's how you work your way up. So that's the only tip I can really give. Yeah, and just like power walking before you start jogging, and then you start running.
Okay.
It's always good to start slow. You don't want to push your body to like too much shock when you haven't done the proper steps to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I see. All right, cool. Where do you see yourself going from here?
Where I see myself going from here, basically I can see myself. I want to compete like locally. I know there's a competition. I think it's called Golden Gloves tournament. It was supposed to happen this year, but with COVID going on, that had to stop. But that's what I was training for last year. I want to train to be in that. So I think next year is going to happen again if everything goes well. So I'm preparing myself, training myself to get there. But I want to go pro. Like I want to go pro.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
That'd
that's my goal. I've been putting on my vision board. I've been trying to manifest it. I've been putting in the work to do it. Like I know everything you say, you got to back up with the hard work. So I've been telling myself like, even the days I don't want to get up. I'm like, I have to get up because I have a goal.
Yeah.
I want to win a belt. I want to go professional. I want to win belts, and achievements and accolades and stuff like that. So just telling myself like, you have goals. You have, I have like a vision board of like different boxers, and I look at them like, this is what I want to be.
Yeah.
I gotta get my butt up and do the hard work to it. So
a quick little side note.
Yeah.
What was your nickname in high school?
So I got my name. I got my middle school name Deebo'n.
Woo!
In middle
Deebo.
school. Middle school because middle school, that's when I first started like, oh yeah. So growing up, just to go back a little bit, growing up, my dad got me in Taekwondo for like 2-3 years. I think I was like,
You've been fighting all your life.
yeah, like my dad put me into Taekwondo.
Really been fighting all your life, yo.
My dad got me Taekwondo when I was like 5 or 6, I can't remember. And I always just I like the discipline and the perseverance and taught you just to keep trying. Yeah, I think I was a green belt. And I remember my instructor used to always be like, when the other kids would go and hit him like on the thing, and it was my turn, he'd be like, nah, you hit too hard. So he would never let me go. So then I always liked like sports and like combative sports. And then in middle school I started loving like wrestling. I loved wrestling. I watched wrestling from sun up to sundown, and I performed the moves on like the kids, the dudes.
I'm not gonna hold you, but I used to love wrestling as well. My
Man.
guy was The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock and Triple H fights was the best.
Man, listen,
That was my thing.
my favorite my all-time favorite. Well, I have two, but my all-time is Eddie Guerrero, rest his soul.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jazz,
Jazz
black
was
woman.
she was like China, the black version of China.
Man,
She
listen.
was the black version of China.
No one was touching Jazz. When Jazz
Nah.
came from ECW to WE, she was knocking all them down.
Yeah,
she
I
wasn't there
remember
for the diva stuff. She was there to fight, whoop ass, and leave.
That's it.
So like
I
seeing
love
her
it.
growing
Brock
up,
Lesnar shit.
yeah, like come and fight and leave.
That's
and
it.
So like
now Goldberg,
yeah,
come in, get a bang, and I'm out.
and leave. I'm whooping ass and I'm leaving.
Word.
So Eddie Guerrero had the charisma, which I loved, and then Jazz just had the powerhouse moves. And still to this day, she's a big inspiration to why I got into boxing.
Yeah.
Because when I go in that ring, I'm like, or when I'm on that bag, I'm like, I want that same intensity, just straight intensity, straight passion when I'm on the bag. So I would, so none of the girls would want to fight with me in recess. So I only hang with the boys.
Yeah.
So I put them in suplexes, lift them up, everything,
gosh.
Samoan drops, everything at recess, anything I see on wrestling.
Flying off the tables and shit. Oh my god.
We were in the playground seriously beating each other up.
Oh
so
man.
I would say I think I was the strongest out of all of them. So that's when they started calling me Deebo'n.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, Munah's coming. She gonna take your lunch money. That was the whole joke, bro. Yeah, that's when they started calling me Deebo'n.
Everybody scattered.
Yeah, they were like, yo, Munah.
Hide them cookies. Hide them cookies.
Munah,
I love it.
I got a lunch money today. Just playing with me. So that's where the name came from. So since middle school, even people who I still see in the neighborhood, in Cambridge, they'll be like, oh, Deebo'n. And I'm like,
oh, man.
Y'all gotta retire this name, man.
Nah, I ain't going nowhere. All right, cool. So what do you what would you say your fighting style is like? Are you more of a aggressor? Are you more defensive like Floyd? How do you see yourself? What's your style?
I would say I'm an aggressor.
Okay.
That's one thing that, because how I said my fighting style, because I'm trying to think, I can only go back to fighting in high school and stuff like that, or even what they try to implement when I was on the bags. I'm more of an aggressor.
Okay.
I like to go in first and just go in for the kill.
I see.
I rather just get my licks in and then see what you're gonna do, and I can defend it back. But I don't like to wait. I feel like when I wait,
you get too timid.
Yeah,
right?
I get too timid. It's do I do it now? Once you just go in, just what's stopping you? You're already in the ring.
Yeah.
Just go in. So it's getting over the hesitation. So I would say I'm more of an aggressor, more of a brawler. But I'm working on my defense, working on moving and slipping and weaving and
yes sir. It's all part of the game.
Yeah, that's one thing I gotta. My trainer told me okay, it's good to hit too, but get your defense in too now. So.
Absolutely. Nah, I love it. Thank you so much for this for the information. I've learned a lot just by talking to you. What would you kind of tell the young ladies coming up who are looking to get into a sport that's kind of not as categorized as other sports for women? What are some advice you would give them?
I will say do it. Who cares what people think? It's your life.
Yeah.
That's what you love. Whatever you love that gets you out of bed in the morning to do it, do it. Because it's everyone has their, a lot of naysayers with boxing and, basketball and wrestling too as well. But it's that's what I love to do. And you shouldn't listen to what people tell you. Because anyone will tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that, it's dangerous, this is dangerous, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
You got to make yourself happy at the end of the day. Because when I first started and I said that's what I want to do, a lot of people were like, oh, you sure? That's a man's sport. Da-da-da-da. And I was like, I fight like a girl. I can fight just as well as any boy that I know growing up.
Yep.
And that's what I'm going to prove and show when I'm in that ring.
Yo, you girls hit hard,
yeah,
man.
What? Please.
I want no parts.
And one thing I know is fulfilling, one thing makes me feel really good is my niece, she's 6, turning 7. But even now she was like, oh, I want to be a boxer like you, or she wants to go to boxing practice when I'm on my way to go there when she comes over and stuff like that. And that's what I do it for. I do it to let you know okay, if she can do it, then I can do it. Nothing stopping her, so nothing can stop me for what I want to do.
Sure.
And I'm just trying to repeat the cycle, seeing Jazz in the ring, fighting men in the ring. Mm-hmm. I see oh, I want to do that. I want to be just like that. I don't want to have any easy way out. Yep. I want to fight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fight. Just as good as any man.
I love it.
That's what I tell everyone. Don't listen to the naysayers. Everyone's gonna talk. Let them talk about you being happy, what you want to do. Yes,
sir. I get it. Moving away from boxing just a little bit. I understand you have lupus. Mm-hmm. Would you mind expounding on that just a little bit?
Yeah.
And what it is, how it's affecting you?
Yeah, of course. So, just do a quick overview. So, lupus is an autoimmune disease. So basically it attacks all your healthy tissues and organs. So it's just basically it's just hyperactive and it's just attacking everything healthy in your body. So it can basically how lupus shows itself is like through flares. So it can be joint pain, it can be fatigue, it also can be like rashes, like a butterfly rash across your face. So that's why like the butterflies always signify with lupus because it basically shows a butterfly rash like that goes across your face. So that's what it is. Um, I had it for a while now. So basically, it has impacted like everyday life as well as like my fitness journey as well. Um, so basically, like certain days when I'm like, okay, I want to get up and go box. Sometimes your body's just like, yeah, nah. Your knees are swollen, your feet are swollen, your hands are swollen. So how are we gonna do that? You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, it can be discouraging at times. Because I remember in January, I had to take off like a good month because my hands would not stop swelling up. So it was just like it would not bend. It was just painful. I couldn't punch. I couldn't do any of that. So it was really annoying me because I'm like, this is messing with my progress. But one thing I try not to let it do is like affect my mental. It's like, okay, this too will pass.
Yep.
This is a fight that I'm having, within myself, but I know I can get past it. And I just kept, being positive. If I couldn't box, I'll walk around. I'll try to jog. I'll just do different things, yoga, anything to keep my body kind of still active to keep my mind off of it.
Yeah.
But it's a tough disease. They call it the silent killer because people don't talk about it as much. It's not really talked about, and it mimics so many different other diseases. So it's hard to find out what it is when you first get diagnosed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically a good overview. I'm trying to make sure I have hit all my targets. Yeah. So
No.
yeah. That's basically.
No, I
everything.
congratulate you. This is
Thank you.
you're doing something that's very remarkable.
Thank you.
First of all, you're fighting, but you're also fighting with this condition.
Thank you.
Blessing to you. You already
Thank
know,
you.
like this is incredible. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
having
you
me.
giving out your message, giving people information about what you have going on. Would you mind looking at the camera, letting everybody
Yeah.
know where they can follow you at?
Yes. So you can follow me on Facebook and IG. It's in the loop. So it's INTHE_LUP. So that's why I'll be having like my fitness journey, like me boxing, my healthy food, all that good fun stuff. And also like before the pandemic of like me traveling and stuff like that. So go check it out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Come back.
Thank you.
Common sense. Fuck with us.